Hello YouTube, welcome to my channel. Remember to like, share, comment, subscribe, watch my other videos. So while I'm driving here today, I'd like to talk about a couple things. Financial, I'm gonna call this video Financial Mistakes, and I would like to specifically talk about that. In fact, there's not that many videos that I've seen in regards to this subject. A lot of people don't like to touch this subject, but it's necessary, right? So, in order to learn things in life, you obviously have to try them, right? You have to make mistakes. You have to learn from others. You have to learn from others' mistakes, right? And if you don't try anything, you don't learn anything, right? So that's been my journey in the financial markets, and so on. At least I always try to push myself to the extreme to reach that point where I make a mistake. Why? Because that's where you learn something. You either win or you learn, right? And you have to reach a point where you understand that money is just a tool. Money should not have any control over you or your emotions, right? So you can make money, you can lose money, but it should never define you. It should never define who you are. You are valuable just because of who you are, your past, your present, your experiences, your potential, right? Money is just there to ride along with you, to ride along with whatever you've achieved, but it means nothing to your value as a person, right? And I think that is something that is lost, at least in Western culture or in the US, where money dictates people's everyday decisions, and it shouldn't be that way. There's far more important things than just money. Family, God, your peace of mind, being able to sleep at night well, having good connections, good friendships, health, right? There's far more important things than just money. It's just a tool, and how you use that tool, that's what matters, right? How you use whatever you are given. And there's multiple ways to how to use money. You can use it for good, or it can be used for not good things, right? And so whenever one has money, one has to make sure you make good use of it, right? And for that, you would have to get educated on those matters, right? Or seek advice from many people that know about the matter, right? Or if you're venturing on your own, well, you make mistakes and you learn, right? There's pretty much no other way. So yeah, it's a touchy subject because, for example, the Bible says money is the root of all evil, right? I tend to believe that being attached to money, being emotionally attached to it, and thinking that it is the end all be all, that is false. Because what happens if you have a bunch of money and then you lose it all, right? What's going to happen is you get depressed, and sometimes there's people that have lost millions of dollars overnight. in the markets or in whatever, in business contracts or whatever, and they just take their life. That's not right. So out of everything that you learn, you can actually, take something out of it, or at least you should. At least that's been my journey. Messing around with the financial markets, lots of ups and downs. But each time I go through a down, I learn something more, and that's a good thing, because you start to understand what not to do, what should be the barriers or the limits or the risks that I shouldn't take. And to each financial risk that you take, you should have a backup plan, right? So if the markets are a backup plan for your life, say for example for a retirement, right? Then you should have a backup plan over that backup plan, right? If this doesn't work and this doesn't work, then if A doesn't work, then B, then C, right? And then D, then E, etc. That's the way I see it. At least what I've learned is one should diversify, of course, but not only in the markets. One should diversify in having businesses and having different jobs, different investments, and holding currency, in different ways. Hold USD, hold silver, hold Bitcoin. Different currencies, different investments. Having dividend-paying investments, having real estate, having land, having businesses, etc. Right? So you shouldn't have all your money just in one place. You should spread it out, right? And whatever decision you make financially, it should be done in moderation, especially if you're new and you're learning. That's what I've been able to take out of the markets throughout the years. And learning about the markets is a constantly improving thing, right? So it's so wide, and there's so many things to learn, that it would take more than a lifetime to try to learn everything about the markets. So due to that fact, one should make small, incremental, or moderate decisions in order to not affect you too much, because the chances of making a lot of mistakes in the markets are very high, right? And not only that, whenever you mess with the markets, you're competing against yourself, you're competing against your emotions, fear and greed, you're competing against your thoughts and ideas of the markets, you're competing against other millionaires, other billionaires, you're competing against the artificial intelligence, the computers, the banks that understand how to trade the markets. So if you want to mess around with that, it should be done very, very carefully. And I do believe what Warren Buffett says about, if you don't know what to do with the markets, just buy the S&P. And I just want to state, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take any of my advice, okay? So yeah, what Warren Buffett says about the markets, about just buying at the S&P, I believe that's a pretty good idea. I believe that makes sense, because you don't know when a bull market is going to end. You don't know when a bear market is going to end, right? But over time, with inflation and with businesses increasing their revenues and so on, the S&P should increase in theory, right? And it has. And it has ever since it was created. It's only been going up, right? So you have to look at the average, think in decades pretty much, not think in the short term, if you are to do that. On the flip side, so the way I see it is dividend investing or just buying the S&P or day trading. I would avoid swing trading. There's a couple of reasons for that. But yeah, that's the way I see it. That's the way I visualize it. And obviously, having real estate and rentals, and having businesses where you manage and have other people do the jobs for you. That would be a good way to do things. There's obviously power in unity. So whenever you can do something with someone else in regards to business, it's better than doing it alone, especially with the banks when they require collateral or they require a co-signatures and whatnot. It makes sense to do things together, right? That's how a lot of Chinese and Indian people have achieved so many things in this country. They come here, and they live together. They do businesses together, and they survive and thrive. So learning something from that culture makes sense. It's something that Americans don't do, or at least it's not instilled into American culture. And it's actually pretty good working together. It's much easier, of course, and you have more people to talk ideas with, right? Anyways, I just wanted to put this video out there. I think it's necessary to know these things. And like I said, I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my advice, okay? Anyways, make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, watch my other YouTube videos. Have a good day.